In 2008, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. A couple of years before that, I had felt a little nodule in my breast. And that turned out to be a cyst. And they drained the cyst. That was fine. It was benign. And then in 2008, I wanted to do another mammogram, and my primary doctor didn't think it was necessary. He said it was fine. There was no need to do it again. I don't know, I just felt that I just needed to do a mammogram. So I did a mammogram, and one evening I was getting ready for work. I had my uniform on, I had my bag. I was just about going through the door when the phone rang. I missed the call, and the message was from the doctor, and that's unusual because it's usually a nurse practitioner who would leave the message, but it was the doctor himself who was calling. And so I tried calling him back, but that time it was too late for the office. And I was actually going through the door when the phone rang again, and it was my primary doctor. He broke the news to me, and I fell on the floor. I couldn't believe it. All along, I just had to try and keep a very straight face because of my children. I didn't want them to see how worried I was. My mom, who is from rural Jamaica, I couldn't tell her, so she went to her grave not knowing what my diagnosis was. I thought that it would have been best for me to do a lumpectomy, so I did a lumpectomy, and when I was about to go for the results, because I felt confident that the lumpectomy took care of everything, my daughter and I decided that we're going to go together to get the pathology results. The oncologist looked at me and said, that was a pretty aggressive carcinoma. And now we were talking about doing the mastectomies, at which point my daughter broke down because it was just very overwhelming for a 14-year-old. It showed not only was the left breast where the cancer was found, but also there were a lot of questions on the right side. So I eventually did a double mastectomy. I think I was prepared to die. I was not afraid to die. Let's put it that way. If the cancer was going to take me home, then it would have been okay. The only thing, of course, I would worry about is that my children would be without a mother, and that's what drove me, really, to take better care of myself and to do the surgery. I stopped thinking about myself, really. It was just about my kids. If I had not done the mammogram as how the doctor had told me, and I waited for the following year, it would be a more difficult diagnosis. You know, with God's help, we did get through, and I think it made a stronger person out of me. It made me look at life in a different way. I'm not sweating the small stuff the way I used to. I'm more appreciative of life, and I think that's what cancer does. If it doesn't make you better, or it can make you bitter, it made me a better person. My name is Grace Lue. This is my story, and I am real.